All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Track 3, Day 2, Big O 2017, and we've got some hot MRDA action for you as the Puget Sound Outcasts take on the St. Louis GateKeepers. Alongside Julius Sleezer, I am Star Spangled Hammer, and we'll be bringing you the action here in just a moment.
Can introduce the rosters really quick.
Okay.
All right, so for Puget Sound Outcasts, we're going to have number 512 Ostentatious, 2468 Dylan Botts, 2 Vita Ramon, 14 Ryrod, 22 Optimus Quad, 11 Thunderstruck, 7 Timmy Groves, 90 Mamba, 55 Corporal Punishment, 247 Hollywood, and we are off. Couldn't speed read it, tried though.
So it's Magnum PIMP out there jamming for the GateKeepers, Hollywood Chuck Hendrick out there for Puget Sound.
Magnum takes lead jammer status straight away. There has been a star pass to Bots. It's going to be coming in. Whoop, nope, Magnum's not having it. Calling it off.
He's going to take his 4 and take a seat on the bench for a moment. Corey Porter now on the line for the GateKeepers, going up against Fancy Pants for Seattle. Looks like a 4-on-3 pack advantage in favor of St. Louis. I can't see who's over there in the penalty box.
All right, Fancy Pants out there trying to get past Bled Zeppelin, Wrecking Bell, and Spin Diesel. And so GateKeepers get lead jam.
Looks like Ryrod on his way to the penalty box, a multiplayer block called.
Porter comes in behind Vita Ramon very slowly and then immediately jumps around him, which is advisable with Mr. Ramon.
Fancy Pants able to force his way through the pack, complete his initial pass. Corey Porter picks up 4 more points, calls that jam off. So that should be a 9-point jam there for St. Louis. Last time these two teams met was actually last year at the Big O. GateKeepers won that game 240-75. So it's Kerry Stark, brother of former GateKeeper Kyle Stark, against Shane Bauer.
Also has a brother on GateKeepers. Yeah. Not just saying. Does not leave Nate out of this equation.
Fair enough. So Shane gets lead jam. Oh, he is forced out though, so he's going to have to cycle back.
Stark still trying to press his way through. Bauer is going to go ahead and get through after having been, I suppose, recycled back, not sucked back into the pack as I wanted to say.
Yeah, Kerry Stark and Magnum PIMP were chatting earlier, and Kerry Stark was mentioning the fact that this is going to be the first opportunity that he has to play against the GateKeepers.
Oh.
As he was not rostered for their game last year at Big O.
There's a couple of changes in the roster from yesterday. We do have Wrecking Bill and Double XL in today.
GateKeepers going big for this game here against Seattle, which traditionally they are very physical games.
Yes. It's two fairly different styles, too, between the teams. Screech from GateKeepers facing off against Mamba.
How long has Mamba been with Puget? He looks fairly...
I want to say it was early last season. I remember the first time I called him was in Everett, and I think that was his first game. But then I'm like, I'm not positive what year that was. It was either late 2015 or very early 2016. But he is an active competitive speed skater, and you'll really notice that.
Yeah, Mamba thought he had a line on the outside, but Monster quickly cycled up and ate him up. But he is free now. Screech around, however, during that time, able to get lead jammer.
Gonna go ahead and call that off. Let's see what we got numbers-wise. 0-0.
David Metcalf, a healthy scratch this game in favor of Bruno Scars. So Bruno Scars taking the jammer line now against Ostentatious.
I have never seen Bruno, I don't think.
He is a transfer last year from, I want to say, Oklahoma, Tulsa area.
Ah. Say the name seemed familiar.
Yeah, he moved to St. Louis
right.
early last year. Chuck Hendrick doing a shimmy. Ostentatious going to be your lead jammer here for Puget Sound. Ryrod, the lone blocker on the track for Puget.
I even tried to check my master roster for Mamba's start date, and it's the one that's blank. So we'll let Mamba be the mystery man.
International man of mystery,
right.
Mamba. So it's Magnum PIMP now on the line for St. Louis, going up against Fancy Pants.
Of course, you know where Fancy Pants is originally from.
Yes, sir. Springfield, Illinois.
Did you call me sir?
That's okay.
It's not.
It's not. Terms, it's a general.
We're not in the military. You know how I know?
Fair enough.
We're both like over 35.
Fair enough. Good
and,
point. Touche.
I have knuckle tattoos.
Actually, it was more of a play on Kent the politician. It was just right you are, sir.
I've never announced with Kent.
Oh,
I'm
really?
a woman, though.
Oh, he's a good man.
Okay.
Good man.
So Fancy Pants does have star in hand, potentially to pass.
Unfortunately, it looks like his pivot's on his way to the penalty box.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you just have it in your hand.
It's a little concerned. I do believe that's already the pivot's third trip to the penalty box.
I would be really surprised by that, actually. Corporal Punishment is one of the lower end. You might be right. I know Ryrod went earlier.
Now we have a power jam situation here for Puget Sound. I did not see the call. Oh, it's back block call on Magnum PIMP.
Fancy Pants, ineligible regardless. Does put his helmet cover back on after checking where Corporal Punishment is, then loses it. Now what will the Gatekeepers do? Will they be cool? They are being cool. I haven't seen anybody be uncool about dropping the panty or the helmet cover for a long time, though. Here we go.
Skaters. Lost your mouth guard?
You remember during
for an
champs a
upgrade?
couple of years ago,
Hit
standing
this.
on
Yeah.
it, though,
New to
right?
Derby and not sure where to start? Hit this.
Single
We
tier
are
for
Derby
2014
owned and
jams.
operated and can
Well,
hook
actually,
you
Dylan
up with
Botts there
skates,
actually helped Magnum
gear,
PIMP,
and
kept
honest
him in
advice
bounds.
based on your skating style and individual needs.
Jammers with 5 points
Visit
on
our
that
store
pass.
in Salem, Oregon, or online at hitthisderbygear.com.
Spin,
Whether you're a
knocking
new
Fancy
or
Pants
veteran
out.
skater,
Before you hit the track, hit this.
4 points on that pass for Magnum PIMP.
Did you know that by the time I'm 14, I'm twice as likely to drop out of sports as a boy my age? Playing roller derby has helped me overcome anxiety, helped me to be more outgoing at school, get more self-confidence.
3 points on the
and feel
pass for
good about
Fancy
myself.
Pants, 4 more for
Girls on
Magnum
track want to help
PIMP.
more girls like me.
This is going to be a 13-18 jam in favor of the St. Louis Gatekeepers. 41-14, much like Taco Cat, it's a what palindrome?
Learn more, get involved, and donate
So we've
at
got
Girls on Track Foundation.
Over 21 and a half minutes left in this
Everyone
half,
knows
and we
girls'
are going to
skating
have
boots are
Stark
fantastic for carrying, storing, and showing off your skates.
facing off against Porter.
But have you discovered all the other uses for your nooses? You can use them for team drills, post-practice stretch, or a full yoga session.
Oh,
your dog.
Saint,
And
you
when you're done
sneaky
skating,
devil,
you
you.
can use it to dry out your
The
sweaty
The
gear.
Shadow Crush gets Carrie
Get the original
Stark, so Power
over-the-shoulder
Jam
roller
now
skate
here for
holder
Corey
on
Porter.
Etsy or bruisedsn.com.
Porter coming in and meeting up with Vito Ramon first. Ryrod's trying to decide when he wants to come in.
Wrecking Bill re-enters play and joins Percy in double. So Porter forced out. He looks over and he sees Carrie Stark standing in the penalty box, calls that jam off to ice him. And now it's going to be Shane Bauer on the line, unopposed for St. Louis.
Thundershock, Big Bill, Optimus Quad, and Bots up front, waiting for Bauer.
Defensively for St. Louis, we got Spin Diesel, Bled Zeppelin, Udendorf, and Monster Jam.
Bauer having a lot of trouble getting past Big Bill. He does manage to stay in bounds on the outside. He does get knocked into the inside. Bled Zeppelin headed to the box, taking Gatekeepers defense down by 1. Big Bill getting a huge hit on Bauer, who is also being called for a track cut, so that's going to be a power jam to Puget Sound Outcasts. Is lead closed? Well, it is now.
Yeah.
If it was open, it is no longer.
Is that a blocking with the head call?
It was.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's the second time I've seen that today. It's not one you see very often.
Yeah, you don't see that one very often.
Yeah. So Stark back in play, only had to serve a couple of seconds in the box.
So Shane Bauer has completed his initial pass. Now eligible to score points.
Man, Thunderstruck really giving Bauer a hard time. Ooh. And it's going to be Udendorf coming up front to try to hassle Thunderstruck. Spin Diesel headed off to the box along with Big Bill. Bot's now standing in the box. There's a lot going on, and
Yes,
Stark is going to
there
head to
is.
the box as a jammer. So power jam. Wait. I've lost your jam. Okay, no, everything's cool. There is a jammer on the track.
Yep.
It is still Bauer. He exists.
A crazy jam here. So 50-14 the score here in favor of St. Louis, and it's going to be Screech around starting this jam unopposed. Oh, nope, there comes Mamba, so there will be a Seattle jammer.
Like that. That's how I'm used to seeing Mamba. What just happened?
Not sure what.
Oh.
we
Did
had
the jam accidentally start?
evidently we had an official timeout.
Okay. Yeah, he totally would have super had lead. But also the pack was like kind of slow and confused. What happened?
Seattle fielded a jammer when they were not supposed to.
Okay, I was like, did Carey not just?
yeah.
Oh, Carey's legit totally
Yeah,
sitting there too.
Carey is sitting in the
Okay.
penalty box without the star on his hat, and evidently the bench did not see that.
I see what that was. So Stark was sitting in the sin bin. Remember how you were talking about Stark sitting in the sin bin? He was the jammer.
So I have like little tricks for telling who's who, and Stark always has a bandana, which is like my favorite thing because it reminds me of like, remember lots of people used to have the bandana.
Yeah. So Screech will start this jam unopposed. It is a 3-on-2 pack advantage in favor of St. Louis.
Mm-hmm. Big Bill and Spin coming out of the box at the same time, and both going for the same thing. Well, not quite the same thing. Going for the same people. One to help and one to hurt.
I'll tell you what Screech Around does on his toe stops just should not be physically possible.
It is. Yeah, I'm not unconvinced he's not like an X-Men. Okay, so there had been a star pass to Corporal Punishment, who is headed to the box. I really wish we did have the penalty stats for you right now.
I will be honest with you. I think that's 4 for him already.
I'm gonna start. Well, I know it's at 2. If he gets 3 more and he disappears, we'll know which one of us is right.
I know it's at least 3.
He just, I remember him telling me a couple weeks ago. He's like, it's been this many months since I've fouled out, and it was like it was a couple of years, I thought, or
He's
like
gonna wish he hadn't said that.
20 months or something like that. And I was like, good work, buddy.
So Screech Around going to work. Getting some offense now. Wow. Screech Around just powering his way past Bots. 5 points. So Corporal Punishment back out. Completes his initial pass. Big Bill being sent off. Saint being sent off as well. punishment looking for points, but didn't really pass anybody, so I'm not sure where he thought he was going to get points from.
Is high ref still high ref?
Yes.
Okay, so high ref asking for a timeout for GateKeepers. Sometimes people, when they change rules, do change names.
Didn't get a chance to give you the roster breakdown for St. Louis. They are playing in black. It's 0260 Spin Diesel, 1 the Saint, 11 Corey Porter, 314 Double XL, 32 Shane Bauer, 5 Bruno Scars, 506 Matthew Udendorf, 57 Monster Jam, 618 Bled Zeppelin, 66 Screeching Round, 7 Magnum PIMP, 82 Percy Control, 86 Wrecking Bill, and 88 The Doc. And of course the Gatekeepers, coached by Downtown Dallas and new to the bench this year, High Ref. Also, I don't know if you have noticed this at home, but our Jam Timer wearing Jinkos.
Yeah, he always wears Jinkos.
Yeah, he's become quite the internet sensation.
Is that right?
Yeah, this
I'm
weekend I've seen
I can't remember his name right now,
yeah,
but
he's been popping up all over the place because he's wearing Jinkos.
I think they actually started making it because I totally saw a guy wearing Jinkos the other day, and
Yeah,
they
they're back.
looked new.
They're back, yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I don't think he's been hanging on to those since 1996,
no,
but
they're back.
perhaps.
Well, I actually spoke to him a little bit before the game, and he said that he was wearing them last year and at Champs, so he doesn't understand why all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing. Is like, I've seen that
Yeah,
guy a lot.
So Magnum PIMP, your lead jammer, and looks like Dylan Botts picks up a track cut call. So power jam here for Magnum PIMP. Oh, forced out, but that was out of play. Sorry, forearm call. That was Thunderstruck heading to the penalty box for the forearm. And Magnum PIMP with all that extra room to work is not a thing that you want to see if you're an opposing team. 5 more points there. Four more points on that final pass there.
14 points at the halfway point of period 1 here at the Big O.
All right, next up, Ostentatious is going to be facing off against Bruno Scars. Currently just have Thunderstruck in the penalty box.
Against Bruno Scars. For St. Louis. Bruno Scars gets hit by Louis.
Percy Control sent off. Bruno Scars, your lead jammer here for St. Louis. Large cheering session here for St. Louis over there in the stands.
Ostentatious being sent off for a back block penalty is going to give Bruno the power play.
Bruno Scars working his way around for another scoring pass. Ryrod Thunderstruck and Vito trying to stop him, along with Groves.
All right, that jam called. What do we got? 9-point jam for Gatekeepers. Nothing picked up that time for Ostentatious. So a 97-14 in favor of St. Louis.
Corey Porter, the lone jammer, starting on the line unopposed. Ostentatious standing in the penalty box, ready to re-enter play. Gatekeepers set up at the back of the pack, ready to receive Ostentatious.
Austin coming in, back hip first, if you know what I'm saying.
Full contingent of Gatekeepers blockers up front. Monster Jam now being sent off. Meanwhile, Corey Porter finds an inside line. He's taken out by Ryrod. And again by corporal punishment, but he just Corey Porter has the fastest recovery of any skater I've seen in Derby.
He doesn't really land.
There's no wasted energy. He's like it's like a Super Ball.
Yeah, totally.
He hits the ground and just bounces right back up. Ooh,
Corey.
Humans are not
Taking
supposed to bend that way.
Yeah. Corporal landing on him in the most unpleasant manner. Porter now facing off Big Bill, Ryrod, and Rogers. Which I have to point out, Ryrod and Rogers together also make a taco cat. 14 and 41. I'm just saying. I'm pointing out the taco cats to you guys. I know everybody
What
enjoys
is it with
that.
you and the palindromes today?
It's not me. It's these guys.
So you're going to blame them for this.
I am. Thanks, Outcasts.
So Chuck Hendrick on the line now for Puget Sound, going up against Shane Bauer for St. Louis. Now I have to ask, do they want to be called Seattle now? Is it Puget Sound? Does it matter?
Technically, okay. So our jerseys for a while have said Seattle.
Yeah, well, I think they do now.
Yeah, they do now, and so do our dark blue ones. The guys are from the Puget Sound area.
Yeah.
So there has been a little bit of back and forth on that. Most of them live in Seattle, and then Seattle's kind of like St. Louis. Where you're like, oh, I'm in Baldwin, and then you're like, oh, but you're also in St. Louis. So it's kind of like that. So the team name is Puget Sound Outcasts. The location, according to MRDA, is Seattle, and according to our jerseys, is Seattle.
I was just curious if they had a preference.
I've called them Seattle before. Nobody's yelled at me. So
that's a good indicator. That
yeah. I wait. No, nobody's yelled at me. It seems good.
I like that. I think I'm
they
gonna
don't
adopt
actually
that.
yell at me. They're actually quite nice. To me.
Yeah, that's one thing that watching at home you might not understand, but these two teams really beat each other up every time they play.
Yeah.
But then at the after party, they're drinking together.
Oh, no, they're totally great.
Fancy Pants out there now for Puget Sound. Screech around for St. Louis. Ooh.
It's rough and tumble with the hits.
Screech around's going to get a low block on that one.
All right. I thought that wound up clean.
So power jam here for Dylan Botts as he realizes that he just took a star pass when he didn't really need to.
That's the second time I've seen that happen today. It's kind of accidental. It's like, oh.
Yeah, fancy.
It's all good. Last time it happened, it worked out super in their favor.
Yeah.
So let's see if it works out super in the favor of the Outcasts as well. Because Botts, of course, super fast, super spry, super agile. Oh my gosh.
Oh, but then,
Okay, everybody be cool. And spin gets up, yay. I'm just like, oh my gosh, that was not how. Your neck doesn't go like that either. There's a lot of things that, like, maybe you can tell your guys later, I can tell my guys. Body parts move certain specific ways.
Yeah. Dylan Botts hugging Led Zeppelin.
He's huggable, I guess. But also, look, he's got such, like, I feel like he's been unplugged from the Matrix at some point.
Monster being
And
called
he
for a
learned how to
forearm. Yeah.
It's the bending backwards, clearly dodging Agent Smith's bullets on a number of occasions in the past. Here comes Botts again. Bled not giving him any leeway. Spin and is that Wrecking Bill? He's got sleeves on.
Yeah, that is actually Wrecking Bill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I know it's hard to tell with the sleeves.
He gave me one of his old jerseys when I was leaving Missouri, and it's actually tailored and sleeveless. 5 points. Thanks to Botts. That was a 15-point jam, the biggest jam for Puget Sound Outcasts in this game. Bringing them up to 29. St. Louis Gatekeepers continue to sit at 105. Just under 8.5 minutes left in this half. We got Stark going to be taken up against Bruno Scars.
Screech around out talking to his jam ref about that low block call. Wanted a little bit of clarification. The ref happy to oblige. Bruno Scars now out there jamming for St. Louis. That is a track cut call on Stark. So power jam here for Bruno Scars in St. Louis.
Recycle back behind Rogers. You got Thunderstruck holding up front. Thunderstruck is often last line of defense for jammers.
I saw him out in the parking lot earlier shredding on his skateboard.
Yeah.
Guy's like eternal youth.
I know. I saw him. One of my favorite things was I tried to get him into a dance-off with another announcer, and it actually worked, except Thunderstruck did the worm, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Because the other announcer was like, I'll just be over here.
So now Monster being sent off for blocking with the head.
Another blocking with the head?
Yeah.
Huh.
4 more points there for St. Louis.
Nothing picked up that time by Puget Sound Outcasts.
So now Magnum talking with the opposing team's jam ref about that blocking with the head call on Monster Jam. It's going to be Magnum PIMP against Chuck Hendrick. So good to see Chuck Hendrick back on the track.
I know. Did you watch the game yesterday?
Yes, I did. He looked really good.
That was his first sanctioned game back.
That's awesome. Yeah. And for those of you watching at home, if you weren't aware, he was in an unfortunate situation at Champs last year where he was
straight up attacked on the street by random people.
Yeah, basically he got assaulted.
Yeah, he was assaulted. They broke his eye socket and his leg.
Yeah, he was really beat up bad.
And he was still like the nicest, most positive guy after, and I was just like, you're my favorite human. Out of humans, Hollywood. Awesome guy. So yeah, it's wonderful to see him back. He's done a lot of work to come back to. His first actual game back was our 10 years anniversary game where we did old versus new, which was super fun.
Yeah, that's great.
And then great to see him in competition again.
So Corey Porter now out there for St. Louis, going up against Mamba for Puget Sound.
Mamba got some fancy pants on today. I think those are his speed skating pants. I swear he's got like the coolest pants though. Lead jammer status does go to GateKeepers. Sorry, I get distracted. They're so pretty.
Nice move by Mamba on the outside to get free. Completes his initial pass. Just going to limit Corey Porter's scoring here.
Gonna call it off, I think, before Mamba could get anywhere near scoring any points. So Mamba, is a newer jammer, but he has amazing speed and agility. And I hope that you get to witness a jam where he gets to really put it to it, and Stark isn't just sitting in the box with his star in his hand. So I was like, here we go, Mamba Jam. Oh.
So Shane Bauer now out there for St. Louis, coming against Ostentatious for Seattle. 4-on-3 pack advantage in favor of Seattle as the Saint sits in the penalty box. Shane Bauer finds an open line on the inside. It's going to be your lead jammer. Wrecking Bill and Monster Jam. Sorry, that's Wrecking Bill and Led Zeppelin working on Ostentatious. Oh, man, big hit by Led Zeppelin as Ostentatious tried to slip by. Shane Bauer up front. Gets by, going to pick up 5 points there. Grand Slam, St. Louis. Ostentatious now with the star stash. GateKeepers well aware of who's the jammer. Ostentatious starts to try to do a star pass, but Shane Bauer going to call that jam off. So 3 more points there for St. Louis.
8-point jam. This is going to bring him up to 121. Puget Sound Outcasts at 29. Just over 3 minutes left in this half.
So It's going to be Fancy Pants on the jam line now for Seattle, going up against Screech Around for St. Louis.
Immediately have Udendorf and Double XL in front of you. Ooh, well, hey. I challenged him. He accepted. Great work on that one. Fancy Pants has lead jammer status for the Outcasts. He's coming along at a good clip. Does get taken out by Double XL. Ooh, geez. Not sure if that hit was timed after the call-up. There is going to be an official review from Puget Sound Outcasts. And since we're not on the dais this time, I was on the dais for like the first 2 bouts of my day, and like they never come over to tell you what
on
the
the dais, on the dais.
Yeah,
on the dais.
the
And they
same
sung that song about
80s
that?
song. Yeah, where they're like, the refrain is can't hear anything about the official review. Yeah, so they actually tell us. They are using the review as a timeout. Because why not? Because you get it back in the second half.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. So that gives me a second to tell you, if you don't know. Ride Out Skates Powerdyne has changed the game again. Be sure to check out the newly redesigned Arias Platinum Plate. Arias Platinum Performance Redefined. Got a couple seconds before we get this bout back underway.
It's like ostentatious over at the EMT's getting he might have an issue with his middle finger on his right hand. He's going to get a bandage put on that.
Oh. The way he's holding it up, I felt like he just went like boo-boo. Finger wounds are so like degrading too, because there's really not a lot you can do. It's like you can cut it half off and you're like, well, it's just gone. Mamba zipping through, that's what I'm talking about. Tall and lithe. Thunderstruck headed to the box. It's going to take Puget Sound Outcasts down by 1. Double XL is standing in the box, ready to, I'm sure, talk to Mamba.
So Thunderstruck and Dylan Bott sitting in the penalty box, so 4-on-2 advantage in favor of St. Louis. And now Mamba allowing non-lead points as Magnum PIMP gets around and puts a scoring pass up on the board.
So Mamba stuck behind these big blocking walls that you bring from the Midwest.
Yes.
They're
Corn-fed.
Yeah.
Another point at the end of that jam. So big jam there for St. Louis.
Definitely. It's a 10-4. Gatekeepers get picking up the 10. Puget Sound picking up the 4. 133-35. Under a minute left, so we got time for one more jam. Sending out Corporal Punishment. So Corporal Punishment was high in Puget Sound's jammer rotation last season. I saw them play him less in the rotation yesterday. But good to see him back because he is very, very powerful. He's also one of our original founding members.
He's also going to have a penalty.
Right, yeah. It's because I was like, I'll talk about Corporal Punishment. And it's like, it's like announcer curse enacted.
So track cut the call leads to a power jam for Bruno Scars.
See, I'm keeping an eye on Corporal Punishment's penalties now because I'm gonna actually check the penalties at the halftime because like we don't have live stats on this track. And then I can come back and tell you guys who's been good and who's been bad.
Yep, Bruno Scars, your lead jammer. Spin Diesel on the way to the penalty box.
Corporal Punishment is back in play. Bruno doing an awesome apex jump, picking up 5 in the sky. Corporal Punishment sliding through the pack, taking out Percy. And is that Saint up front? Yeah. Getting through. That is his initial. So a little bit of a slip on the floor there.
Period clock has expired.
Bruno's going to call it right as Corporal gets to the back of the pack. Corporal wants 1 point.
Yeah.
Jam ref says no. Oh, he's like, you see him talking, and he's like, maybe a little bit.
that is going to do it for the first half.
So we're going to go out at 142-35 with, I imagine, a 10-minute intermission. Is this 15 right now?
It's probably going to be 10.
Yeah, they usually change
Let's
it.
let's bet on 10.
Yeah.
So we'll be back here in right about 10 minutes.
Cool. I am going to assume we're live. You know what? I'm just going to ask Facebook. The guy on producing, how about Ermagerd? Message me if you don't have sound. The guy that's producing us kept his hand up for a while, and then he started waving, and I'm not sure what it meant. And then he put his hand back up after taking it down.
All right, so we're back in action. Magnum PIMP starting it off, and he's going to be your lead jammer. Fancy Pants out here for Seattle.
I'll have to go over and be like, I'm going to need your hand signals. So Magnum, lead jammer, coming on through. Going to do a hit it and quit it. I do want to say, I did go check the penalties. I could not. Okay, so they've combined the penalty tracking and the lineups, and so it's now a very confusing sheet, and it took me longer than it should have. So I only got my team. I was right. Corporal punishment has only been to the box 4 times.
Only.
It's that, hey.
4's off.
You were all like, he's already been to the box 19 times. I don't know what you're talking about. So hold on.
11 billion
because
times he's been
I'm
to the penalty
gonna
box.
accuse you of confusing him with Ryrod. There, I've done it.
Corey Porter out there jamming with Mamba. It looks like they're going to get Mamba for a back block. No, they're going to get what did Corey Porter get called for?
Yeah, it's getting called for a back block. That was pretty immediate too.
Trying to figure out what getting knocked down, how that gets a penalty.
I don't actually work here, is the thing.
So anyway, we're going to play some musical chairs with the jammers, and this is going to go 2 minutes now. So Corey Porter gets past Hendrick. So he is out and eligible to score points. Mamba comes flying in. Mamba skates with reckless abandon, it seems.
He has no fear. It's a beautiful thing. Porter coming in, bringing 4 points with him. Spin. That was a beautiful move.
Ooh, Mamba lays him out.
Mamba complimenting him with his shoulder. That's how we communicate in the Pacific Northwest, is the pointiest part of our bodies, apparently.
Yeah,
there has been a star pass. That is to Hollywood Chuck Hendrick.
24/7, baby.
All damn day, as it were.
Porter being forced out. Meanwhile, Hendrick putting points on the board, 4 points there.
But did you also see that, like...
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's so good to see Chuck back. Here he comes again. Ooh, almost. Oh, but I guess he did keep it in. I thought he was going to step it out. Does keep it in bounds. Picks up 5 points for Puget Sound Outcasts. Bots headed off to the box.
That jam comes to an end. 4 more points there for St. Louis. So when it's all said and done, it's a 13-9 jam in favor of St. Louis there. Shane Bauer out there for St. Louis, going up against Ostentatious for Seattle.
Austin trying to make space in that Gatekeepers wall. That's a tough row to hoe. Bauer, in the meantime, has lead jammer status for St. Louis. Percy Control going to recycle Ostentatious back, but not terribly far. A polite amount. 5 points up for Gatekeepers.
Another blocking with the head call, this time on Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck.
How bizarre. We don't see blocking for the head for a very, very long time, and now all of a sudden we've had like 4 or 5 this game. Protect your head, peoples. Ostentatious trying to get through the pack still with just Doc left to get by. And Doc's going to pick up a low block there as Ostentatious trips over his skates.
Bauer calling it from the ground. Suddenly frantic. Is Austin coming at me?
Yeah.
Come on, you guys.
Hello, trying to call it a
Only
soft.
need 2 taps. Good sir. Call the jam. Austin was a bit away, so that was a 0-point jam for Seattle. 10-point jam for Gatekeepers is 169. Oops, sorry. 14-point jam, 173 to Seattle's 44. And an official review is being called by Puget Sound Outcasts.
So if you're out there watching at home, and if you aren't, you're not hearing me, so this obviously doesn't apply to you. Check us out on Twitter. Send questions to #BigO2017. Sleazer and myself will be keeping an eye on the Twitter feed this second half, and we'll give you all the lowdowns. If you have any questions, anything like that, go ahead and give us a yell, and we'll check that out for you.
Also, if you're on the Twitter, I might miss it, I'm afraid, but we do have #Cats of Big O and #Dogs of Big O. Hammer likes dogs, and I like cats.
Dogs are better.
Hammer, not my best friend.
Dogs are better.
Okie doke. That's a cool story, friend.
Dogs
See,
are better.
that's when I use friend very sarcastically, so you can tell what I. Anyway.
Dogs are better.
Jesus. You know what?
Screech around to the belly box. So power jam here for Kerry Stark and the Puget Sound Outcasts.
Kerry Stark also made that hole. Hard to do. Like, ooh. And then a huge apex dump and 5 points for Puget Sound Outcasts. Loving it. Got Monster Jam. Sorry, I can't see his number. I actually probably do need new glasses. It's not a joke. Monster Jam is certainly bled up front, joined by Percy Control.
Yep, Screech around re-entering play after the penalty.
Sorry, that's the Doc. I saw the 8 and I went
Yeah.
for Percy immediately. I was like, what happened to his beard? Confusing. Screech being recycled back another 5 points. Kerry Stark. Thunderstruck headed off to the box again.
Ooh, Led Zeppelin.
I do have a note from somebody from the Springfield, Illinois hooligans. It says, "Dear Hammer, cats rule and dogs drool. Love Cunningham." I may have added just
Whatever.
There's some look.
Nobody listens to Cunningham.
I'm listening, Cunningham. I appreciate that you state facts. If your cat drools, it's actually quite sick.
Cunningham. Oh, hey, a Cobra Shark says, "Hi, Sleazer."
Oh, hi, buddy. Cobra Shark abandoning the mainland and moving to Alaska.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. He looks like he's having a great time,
Yeah,
so
he
good
does.
for him.
Yeah, I see his photos where he's taking helicopters to his job sites.
Right?
Yeah.
What fancy pants taking lead jammer status for Puget Sound Outcasts.
Yeah, he does play for Puget. I'm going to get hit here before the game's over.
I know. Yeah, I'm like, are you trying to get out of the rest of your weekend's calls because you got slapped to death?
It's back to action. Bruno Scars re-enters play from the penalty box.
I'm going to show you some action.
Oh, wait.
Not in a...
Hey,
not
this is
in
a
fun.
family-friendly event.
It's the slaps action.
Oh.
Yeah. With the back... I'm making the backhand thing.
Okay.
You know?
Got to keep your pip hand strong, right?
Yeah. So, okay, action finished. And enough with Hammer. Jeez. Trying to work here, sir.
I can't be
Was that
trusted.
just 5 points, or was that a 10-point?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Well, if Twitter wants to ask him questions, Hammer will go ahead and answer them. If I've got questions, I'm just kind of abandoned. It looks like a 5-point jam for Puget Sound Outcasts. 173-61 still in favor of St. Louis. There is going to be an official timeout.
Give a shout out to the gentlemen down in Atlanta. They're watching the Big O 2017. They're watching the St. Louis Puget Sound action with great interest, as who knows when they may be taking on either of these squads.
Let's see if any cats at Big O come up.
There's one. It's O'Connell, though, so nobody cares.
Bro Connell?
Yeah, nobody cares.
I care. A lot. Like a lot.
Yeah.
I got one from Smacklemore yesterday during our game, and I missed it because Twitter failed me. So, let's see. We got earlier today, Drew Johnson sent a cat. Yeah, there's loads of cats. You're wrong.
Alternate Facts by
You've
Julia
seen dogs?
Sleazer.
Huh?
Alternate Facts from Julia Sleazer.
Whoa. Who's from the red state? Is it you? Okay, see ya. Wow. So later I'm going to be...
I can't help it. Most of my state's farm.
I know, right?
With like 2 big plotches of blue.
I know. I'm like, no, I think there's 3.
Yeah, Columbia too.
Yeah, Columbia is like fairly
It's
liberal.
like Columbia, Kansas City, and St. Louis.
That's
and the
it.
rest
Yeah,
is
it's probably
red.
only half of Kansas City.
So Magnum PIMP, your lead jammer here for St. Louis, ostentatious out there for Seattle.
Do you know it's ironically the eastern half of Washington is like red AF.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
5 points there, grand slam for Magnum PIMP on that pass.
Austin has taken the star off, but is going to the box as the jammer. I think a track cut. Got
The old
pulled.
track cut.
Yeah.
Spin Diesel taking a seat there on the track. 5 more points, Magnum PIMP.
Oh my gosh.
Got another.
Cunningham just told me that he joined the Gatekeepers a couple of months ago. I didn't
Yes,
even know
he
that.
did.
Sorry.
He sure did.
Sorry.
Magnum PIMP with the apex jump,
Ooh.
but slams into Chuck Hendrick. He does get the points though.
Okay.
It just
like-
had to wait for the pass to complete. Then
Yeah,
he
that
gets
was.
the
Well, I
points.
was like, is he okay?
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah,
I also
he's fine.
forgot superhuman. So my bad. Silly me. My normal human body can only take so
That's
much
right.
pain.
Magnum PIMP, his kryptonite, satellite players. That's right, I went there.
Well, we don't have any satellite players, thank you.
Cobra Shark mentioning that Bruno Scars is a lot of fun to watch. That he is. He's been an excellent addition to the Gatekeepers roster. Cunningham, no one cares about your cat.
I do.
No,
I showed
no,
Hammer
she
for a
doesn't.
long time the picture of your cat, and he stared at it and then just nodded.
Yeah, like
I had to
whatever.
say, it's a cat.
Yeah, I don't care.
He's like, what now? It's a cat.
No, that's not true. I don't dislike cats. They just prefer dogs. That's all.
Yeah, well.
I actually have a cat.
Do you?
Uh huh.
I don't remember
It's
this.
technically my roommate's cat, but I do more.
Okay,
I
was
do
like,
more for the
is
cat
it your
than she
roommate's
does.
cat? That's fine.
I do more for the cat than she does.
That
so.
happens. I do more for my cat than my cat does for me.
Well, yeah, that's obvious. I mean, that's all cats, though.
It's true. I hope there's no cats listening.
I think you'll be okay. Corey Porter, jammer for St. Louis, Mamba out there for Seattle. So Corey Porter the first through, but he does not secure lead jammer. So an opportunity for Mamba here. Nice work there by Percy Control, but it looks like he's going to pick up a forearm penalty. Oh,
Sure
Mamba with a big hit on
Telling you
Saint.
now. So the Gatekeepers right now have Saint Porter out on the floor. All right, here comes Spin. Here comes Wrecking Bill. Oh, Wrecking Bill is right in front of Mamba.
Yeah.
See how everything goes here. Mamba landing a solid hit. And pushing Spin back.
Yeah,
Oh,
see,
all right.
it's back
that
block
back
call
block.
by Mamba. You got to slow your roll sometimes, Mamba.
He's fearless, though. That's the thing.
Well, that's the thing. It's great to be fearless.
If you
but-
have no
but you
fear,
also,
it's hard to slow your roll. I'm not going to tell him to slow his roll. I'm going to say, you know what, that roll is perfectly
I
acceptable.
said sometimes you need to slow your roll.
Yeah, well.
That's all I'm saying.
And I'm saying
In certain
never slow your roll.
situations, you need to chill. Chill.
Are you talking to me now or Mamba?
Yes. However, a multiplayer block on Corey Porter. So on the jammer, a multiplayer blocked the call. So power jam here for Mamba as he left he actually left the box before Porter got there.
Ever so slightly.
Yeah, so a full 30 seconds here on this power jam for Seattle.
That's where I was going to go. 5 points brought to you by Mamba. We've got about 22 seconds left, so I think Porter may be frozen there. Thunderstruck back on the track. Immediately, Wrecking Bill is like, hey, what's up, Mamba? Mamba's trying to pass it to Thunderstruck. Thunderstruck's trying to go to the box. Success on one of the two.
Oh, and now Mamba headed to the box, too. Low block.
Wow, this jam is...
This has been
the jammingest jam of all jams. So I think Thunderstruck might be close to or in penalty trouble.
Yeah, our penalty timer's getting a whole lot of work here this game.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, this is 6.
They may have to get new. Stopwatches.
Right. I just feel like they've got like calluses on their thumbs at this point. All right. Instead of harassing each other, I'm going to tell you about some radar wheels. Big O is brought to you in part by the Radar Halo. You can achieve world-class edging without sacrificing grip. Radar Halo. So you can check them out online, or if you have a local skate shop, and hopefully you do.
So time out here by St. Louis.
So the S1 Lifer visor helmet has next level protection. I've seen a lot of talk recently on like people seem to be curious about how the visors work in play and stuff like that, and they are picking up, which I like to see. So if you're interested in visors, check out S1's website. So it's going to turn into an official timeout from, I believe, a team timeout. Captain Bots and Coach Betsy Rexy talking to Thunderstruck and Mamba, who are hanging out in the box. Did you get any questions, Hammer? I just got one for you. It says, Hammer, why are you like this?
What?
No, I'm just messing.
Get that.
I'm still trying to look for cats. So if you do want to join us on social media, Hassel Hammer and myself, you can check us out at ECRG_the Big O. We've also got hashtag Big O 2007. Were you wanting them to use the hashtag? Is that what it was?
Yeah, use the hashtag.
Big O 2017.
Yep.
And it's Big O like an O, not like a 0. Like Big Oregon.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Why sweetly?
It's what it stands for.
Yeah.
So it should work.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Good.
So still in the timeout, Seattle with 2 players in the box, their jammer and their pivot.
All right, we are going to say goodbye to Thunderstruck. I was wondering if I missed one. I did miss one. That was number 7. He will be in the parking lot, shredding away.
That's not true. He can watch.
No, he can totally watch. Or he can go skate.
That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Up to him. This is his decision, not ours.
Very true.
I suspect he will watch.
All right, so Shane Bauer out there all by himself for St. Louis.
Mamba's still sitting in the box. It's going to be Ryrod is sitting in the box for Thunderstruck. Ryrod has not committed any extra penalty.
So Shane Bauer threw first, but he's not going to be lead. But that's not going to stop him from putting up 5 points on the board there. Grand slam on his first scoring pass. Ryrod re-enters play. Gatekeepers have him tied up at the back. Mamba back in play now as well as he engages the Gatekeepers' back wall.
Without fear.
Mamba with Monster Jam left to get by. Now picked up by the Doc. Now Shane Bauer's going to hit him.
But Mamba does have lead jammer status, so if he can keep his eyes on Bauer. And
Mamba's just like a wild man.
yeah.
I like it. It's fun to watch.
I absolutely adore him. I'm thinking now because did I see Bauer come through and get 5
Yes.
points? So
Yeah.
Mamba is lead, but Bauer has
Yes.
lapped him twice. Okay,
Yep.
okay. I looked down for a second and Bauer was like, whap, 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 whap. I was like, oh, hey.
How'd that go?
Whap, 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 whap.
Okay.
That's what it sounds like when
I think that was
if
a
you
little
get close
different.
enough. We don't have ambient mics on the track this time.
True.
Because of Bauer.
Yeah.
No one wants
He
to hear
actually
that.
sounds like a game of Super Mario.
Yeah. It's not as bad when Wrecking Bill gets knocked down. It sounds like when Pac-Man dies.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Shane Bauer forced out to the inside by Vito Ramon. Mamba slowed down by the Triforce. Nice spin move there to get around Blood Zeppelin on the inside. Picks up 4 points as that jam comes to an end. 2 points for Shane Bauer on that last pass.
So 224 to 72. Or sorry, 73. I saw Optimus Quad coming in real slow while they had Bowers trapped in the back, and I got really nervous for a minute because his hits are so terrifying. in a good way, unless you are receiving them. I'm positive they hurt.
Yeah, then that's not good.
But he's never hit me, so.
So
We friends.
Kerry Stark out there now jamming for Seattle, going up against Screech Around. Screech Around with the line on the outside. He's going to be your lead jammer here for St. Louis. Person control forces Kerry Stark to the outside. You get so used to saying it one way. So Screech Around now being sent off. I did not see the call. And he's actually being called back out, so evidently there was no penalty. So he is lead jammer. So he left the track. He thought a penalty was called on, but that was not the case.
Kerry is out on his initial. I think he knew that Screech was going to call it off before he got there. He seemed to give a little shrug. I don't know what else it would have been for. So that's one more point for the Gatekeepers. Nothing picked up that time for the Puget Sound Outcasts. Going to send out 309 Fancy Pants. Face off against 5 Bruno Scars.
Yeah, Optimus Quad looking for a skating out of bounds call after that jam, and I'm not quite sure why he thought that was a skating out of bounds when he was the one who hit Screech Around out of play.
I guess I didn't see what you're...
At the end of the jam, he was making the skating out of bounds motion towards Screech Around, and I was like, well, you're the one who just hit him out of bounds to stop the jam.
Huh.
So,
I guess we'll find out in a second.
You always lobby for it. You know, maybe you get it.
Sure,
Who
why
knows?
not? Well, it's Gatekeepers that have called for the official review, so...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think the official review has anything to do with that.
Oh, okay.
I just thought it was kind of funny that funny that he was doing that. I was like, you're the one who hit him out. How could it be skating out of bounds?
I don't know. Maybe he thought when Screech took himself out for a second earlier. I don't know.
Who knows? I just thought I found it entertaining. I find it very entertaining the way players try to lobby the refs for calls because it never works. It really doesn't. Yet they keep doing it.
Yeah, it can. It has in the past. So I'd like to give a shout out to the Pizza Research Institute. I will be applying for a job there later. Yeah, just saying. We got it going on in the Pacific Northwest. Do you have a Pizza Research Institute out your way?
I would be very angry if I got the placebo.
I know, right?
I was like, I came here for pizza, and you gave me a placebo. Not cool. Not cool. I'm angry.
They actually had to stop trials for a while. There's a lot of threats. I think the best part about the Pizza Research Institute is the sponsors. They're given no tagline, so I can speculate wildly at what they do.
We have no idea what they do.
I assume they practice pizza science.
I mean, they could be the monsters responsible. They could be the monsters responsible for pineapple on pizza, for all I know.
The good people responsible for pineapple on pizza. I'm hearing you.
Come onto the penalty box, came out, got knocked out by Saint, and then came back in front of Saint and one other skater on GateKeepers and never got called on the cutting, so they're looking for a cutting or track penalty on Mamba. So then if successful, Mamba will go to the penalty box, start as the jammer in the box. If not successful, they'll just play derby as normal.
I don't know if you heard any of that, so I'm going to say it in like one sentence instead of like 10. Gatekeepers are looking for a track cut on Mamba. So if you see Mamba in the box, Gatekeepers won. If you don't see Mamba in the box, Gatekeepers do not retain their official review.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Yeah. They're saying he came in front of two skaters.
What do they know? So it doesn't. I don't see any change. I don't see anybody going to the box. So I'm going to say that official review was unsuccessful. So back in action here, and it's Bruno Scars out there for St. Louis, going up against Fancy Pants for Seattle. Gatekeepers down one blocker as Doc sits in the penalty box. Ooh, Fancy Pants takes a tumble, takes Bill down. And what's the call here?
no,
Track cut
it's a
call
track
on Fancy Pants. So power jam here for Bruno Scars. He's your lead jammer. Bruno Scars a transfer from the Big O Roller Derby. Here at the Big O tournament. No relation.
No relation.
So 5 points there, grand slam for Bruno Scars.
Hollywood. Like I was gonna say, Hollywood's gonna like weaseling his way in the middle of the pack. He's like 9 feet tall, though. You can't really sneak in. He's
No,
like, excuse me, gentlemen. Making room in the middle of that pack. Not picking up any points that time for Seattle. 10-point jam for St. Louis. 242-73.
So Magnum PIMP now the jammer for St. Louis. Ostentatious out there for Seattle. Back in play. Both teams at full strength. Haven't seen that very often this game. Magnum pinned up against that inside line. Finally forced out. Has to cycle back. And Ostentatious is able to get out first. He's going to be your lead jammer. Magnum PIMP still trying to complete his initial pass. Saint with a nice seal on the inside. And that frees up Magnum PIMP to complete the initial pass. Meanwhile, Ostentatious looking to put points. But a high block call on Ostentatious. So now power jam here for Magnum PIMP, who is not lead jammer, so this jam will go the full 2 minutes as Ostentatious was lead jammer when he incurred the penalty.
Corporal Punishment and Optimus Squad in the back, waiting for Magnum to return. They're going to join Big Bill up front and Vita Ramon. Do a little bit of waterfalling, keeping Magnum back. I think that's going to be perhaps a back block.
Yep. Yeah, Big Bill, black block.
Yep. It was pretty back blocky.
Yeah.
I saw him say, "Oh, come on."
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, that was pretty bad.
And Ostentatious, I think, is going to get a back block now, too, as he came back in hot. And sure he is, right back to the penalty box.
It's with the entering from either way, I'm like, are they being recycled or are they going to the box? Go on box.
We're going to have a star pass here to Saint.
This is maybe the first time ever I've seen Saint jam? Question mark? Maybe on home teams, but.
So Saint jamming. The crowd enjoys this.
The crowd enjoys this. One half of the crowd.
Yeah. Saint was actually quite the jammer in his early days for the Gatekeepers, playing for the B team.
Oh,
In the
okay.
B team, and in fact, in the B team, he averaged 100 points a game.
Wow.
Yes, so no stranger, but picks up a penalty evidently, or did he?
I believe he did. He was still happy, which is cool. But I think.
Yep, he did pick up. He did pick up a penalty.
Yeah.
So, power jam here for Carrie Stark.
It's gonna be a 15-5 jam there. 257 to 78. Carrie Stokes. Got alternating blockers out there trying to keep those defenses at bay to get Carrie through. Last he's going to encounter is Monster Jam. He does have lead jammer status.
Yes.
Led Zeppelin headed to the box. Vita Ramon, Ryrod, and Optimus Squad working with Rogers to get Carrie through. 5 more points.
Coming around again for another pass, Carrie Stark.
Coming in with star in hand now is Saint. Be re-entering play. Looks like Ryrod already knows he's there. We've got all 4 Outcasts out back, ready for Saint, who's ready to, I think he really does want to hand off that star. Roger's not interested in him losing it though, so. Saint trying to get his spin. Spin is now in the back. He's recycling Stark. So potentially, maybe he doesn't want to hand it off. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes I've seen a lot. I saw it a lot in the Windy City game earlier. Pretty much anybody that went to the box with the star would come out with it in hand.
Yeah.
And so.
So Saint taken out on the outside at turn 1, I'm sorry.
Stark potentially able to move these Gatekeepers to an out-of-play warning, so they have to let go. Well, Bill is going to go ahead and try to get a bridge going with spin. Got a pretty long bridge. We still got Saint way back there, though, so Gary working against Bled and Monster Jam up front. Oh, sorry. Was I the right one? Yeah, I was right. Bled. Oof. That is the natural conclusion of the jam. A 14-point jam for Carrie Stark. Puget Sound Outcasts, 257 to 92. We've got about 7.5 minutes left in this game. Sending out Mamba and Porter.
Both teams at full strength.
Udendorf and Double XL keeping Mamba to the inside. Double XL going to recycle him back. The Doc joining in on a wall. Porter up front trying to press through the Outcasts. Awkward moment with Hollywood. It's a good save, and he's just like, what do I do here?
So Porter gets through first. He's going to be your lead jammer.
Mm-hmm. So Mamba's going to go ahead and hand it off because leads is closed, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Giving it to Corporal Punishment, but it's going to be a track cut call, so now a power jam.
Just Seattle not getting any breaks here.
I think last jam was a great break. Gary Stark brought 14 points. I'm sorry. Look. You need to look at life a little more positively. I've never said to anyone before, but I've said it now.
So Corey Porter threw 5 points there. Power jam had come to an end just as the jam ended.
I'm saying, I've of course said it before, the difference in a few rankings in MRDA can make a huge difference. And I think the Outcasts have held up quite well against the St. Louis Gatekeepers. Especially, they have not played the St. Louis Gatekeepers in quite some time.
Yeah, it's been well since last Big O, so it's been a year.
Oh,
since they
okay.
played,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a while. No doubt about it. Cobra Shark mentioning that Bled gets scarier every year. He just made my stomach hurt killing a jammer.
Oh.
Yeah, but was that Bled or was that his butt named Princess?
Did y'all name it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
His butt has a nickname.
I feel okay with that, to be honest.
I think it's fair.
Yeah. Well, how do you field Bled and 3 other blockers?
I don't know.
Is his butt is not a separate entity; it just has a name.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Shane Bauer out there jamming for St. Louis.
Monster jam up front. Ryrod's gonna kind of seal that off. He gets knocked into the inside. He does have the star in hand. Wrecking Bill is like, maybe you should go for a minute.
Dylan Botts. Roberts up front working on Shane Bauer. Forced him out. Roberts dropping back. Rogers, sorry.
I was just like making sure. Talking about 41?
No, you're right. You're right, Rogers.
Billy taking a hit. It looked like a...
Now we're going to have some Australian rules derby here, folks.
Bots telling Ryrod, pointing, this is where you come in. And then it's human bowling ball time.
Oh.
All right, spin Dieselson off for pack destruction. I do have to point out right now, Bots is sitting on 6 penalties. So.
Oh.
Ooh.
Bill just
my gosh.
crushed.
In the food.
Yeah, right in the face he got Bots. That's just one of those unfortunate situations where Bots short, Bill tall.
I know. Well, I'm like, I want to think his visor took the brunt of it. That's what I want to believe. Because he's not looking super sad right now.
Yeah, no, he looks okay.
Yeah.
It just kind of stunned
It
him.
looked painful.
Yeah, I think it was just one of those, I just got hit in the face.
Right. Yeah.
So Ostentatious out there for Seattle going up against Screech Around. Screech Around working the toe stops on the inside line, but is eventually forced out. So he'll cycle back in behind Corporal Punishment.
Ostentatious going backwards. He is lead jammer, but he gets a little bit to the outside. He's going to have to come in behind Percy Control. Oh, jeez.
And now Ostentatious is going to get a high block as he hit Percy right in the face.
Hit him in the eye.
Percy is taking himself off the track while he collects himself. Screech Around working his way through the pack. Just Fancy Pants left to beat. Now he picks up a forearm. Gatekeepers rolling Percy over to their bench.
Yeah, I think
Meanwhile,
he's gonna go ahead.
Ostentatious completing the initial pass.
Austin, in many ways, does have a similar style to Screech, so I think they are a good match because they're both toe stop dancers, pretty much. Does Screech jam skate? I have to ask, Randy.
No, he doesn't.
Okay. Maybe he should.
Yeah.
Maybe he'd be the best jam skater. It's going to take Rogers out. Corporal Punishment. Sorry, Rogers into the box. Corporal Punishment just out to the
Whoa!
center.
We've got bodies just flying
Suddenly.
everywhere now.
Suddenly, we've replaced the jammingest jam ever with this jam. Ostentatious having a seat in the box.
Oh, yeah?
So now a power jam for St. Louis, which
Track
1 second
cut.
left. There we go.
Track cut call on Screech Around at the end of that jam.
Is he still star? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to start both jammers. Now, if Screech sits down now, is he going to sit as long as Austin? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
He'll sit as
I was
long as
about to
Austin
confuse
sat.
myself for no reason because they're not both sitting. Austin's already been hanging out. So I hear the crowd chanting for Puget Sound Outcast.
Well, the Rat City gals have come over after their game now. They're sitting over in turn 2.
Actually, their game is next.
Oh, they're playing next?
Yeah, on,
okay.
on track 2, they'll play playing Crime City,
okay.
which is Malmo, Sweden.
Oh, okay. That'll be a cool game.
I love
all those international games.
Yeah, no,
Any opportunity to see an international game, I'm there.
The last time I got to announce Crime City was in Crime City.
Nice.
In 2014. They
That's awesome.
hosted the Women's European Tournament, which was, I thought it was going to be annual, but it didn't end up being repeated that I'm aware of. There's a lot of great European tournaments that I'm like, I really wish it was cheaper to travel.
So we're going to have an official review here.
It sounds like Outcasts are looking to get the back block overturned on Austin, and they're saying that it was in fact his hip. So, essentially, Seattle wants Austin released.
I'm not seeing any changes.
That's always worth a shot, though, right?
Yeah, why
Especially
not?
we're in the last minute of the game.
Well, it's not like you can take that official review home with you. So you might
Right,
as well use
exactly.
it.
Exactly. You can't collect them and be like, Puget Sound Outcast comes
Look
into
at
this
my-
game with 17
Look
official
at this
reviews available
box
to
I
them.
brought back from Big O with all my official reviews in it. Can't really do that.
Well, now I want to make them some.
So Ostentatious, the first jammer back in.
Mm-hmm. So I imagine Screech's probably going to hang out, well, at least 10 seconds. I see he's standing. I don't think Austin was in terribly long when he had a seat.
No. Now
Austin-
Screech around back out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Jam with a nice force out. Now cycling Ostentatious back. Screech around trying to complete an initial pass as well. Lead jammer obviously still up for grabs. Oh my lord, what Screech around does on his toe stops is just not right.
It is not. But it's also so right.
Start calling him one of the Walendas. Always walking that tightrope.
There has been a star pass to Ryrod.
So that jam comes to an end.
Yeah, that is going to be that. There's no time for a timeout to be called or anything like that. So our unofficial score is 283 to 104. So, see, like you said, we've got a lot of, we've got the Rat City ladies.
Yep.
Not sure what is the next uniform over. Is that Crime City? I've done like one women's game this weekend.
That's not Crime City.
The white with the red stars and the blue? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Oh, that's Windy City.
Oh, I saw them in I've only
Yeah.
seen their black
Yeah,
uniform.
that's Windy
okay.
City.
Because I was like, is it windy? I don't
Yeah.
know. So unless there's a significant change in the math, the final will be around 283 to 104 in favor of the St. Louis Gatekeepers. If you stay tuned into this track, you will next see Terminal versus Windy City. If you want to check out on track 2 coming up at 8:30, Crime City versus Rat City. And now our score is final. And so I can release you unto the wild. I am Julia Sleazer. I've been joined here by Star Spangled Hammer, and thank you so much for tuning in.